Trending topic, everybody wanna know what's going on. Them niggas ain't know that I scored, thought I was just going long. I flood the strip club when I'm bored, my money going long. If it's beef, don't let them know, cause if a nigga know it's smoke, then he won't go out. Nigga try to spin my block and cut a blowout. See like everything got better when they let low out. Man, these niggas broke as fuck, they ain't got no knots. Take my heart up out my chest just like a robot. I'ma get this shit my best.
It's GMTV. Giving y'all the hottest gems out the city. Go ahead and let them know what gem we finna drop.
Kennedy Winston from Prichard, Alabama.
Alright, Ken. You gonna be my first interview for a big sports player from the city of Mobile, Prichard. You know what I'm saying? I looked up to you when we were coming up to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, them boys, that's all they talked about. I can't wait till you can get the blunt to go to the criminal tournament. Criminal tournament, you know. I think we were going to blunt. He was getting ready to leave. We were down.
He was down.
But
he left the year we got.
But we went to one. You know what I'm saying? Cause we stayed on the 11th. We just wanted to see the legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause that's who you really motivated a lot of us to go to school. Want to go D1, even though he ain't go.
Yeah. I know, bro. About now, he gonna come into talking about where it began at work. How many championships you got over there?
OC?
Yeah.
5.
You like the Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm saying? For real, I'm sitting in the car, that thing, I'm like, brother, go for real. Go ahead, bro. I didn't say that, bro. I didn't say that.
Hey, that's why when I see you, I'm like, no, I gotta ask him about the interview. When I seen that you, I'm like, no, hell nah. But I tell the folks, you know what I'm saying, where you originally from?
No, Prichard, Alabama.
Prichard.
Yeah.
You grow up in a single parent household or a 2-parent household?
2-parent. 2-parent, mom and dad.
Yeah. I thought that your grandma done raised us too, partially too.
Yeah,
huh?
mostly. Most of my grandparents pretty much raised me. Yeah. Grandma and granddad. Yeah.
On that side of Prichard, you know what I'm saying? Like, how was growing up?
Oh man, it was it was Prichard. It was a little. Everybody know Prichard. That it was a little rough, but when you stand there, you don't really look at it like that. You know what I mean? It was things happening here and now, but it was home. It was home to me.
By you focusing on basketball, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of deters you away from all the other stuff because you had a main focus.
Right. It was a lot going around me as far as street activity. As far as friends, family members, whatever. But I was, once they seen I was serious about, basketball or whatever, sports or whatever, I was kind of the one they kind of kept away from, the drugs and, all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So, I had a older cousin. He was like a brother to me. He passed back in 2012. But he was like, well respected around. A lot of people looked up to him. And he kept me on the right path. A lot of my, success in life I credited to him. He kept me on the right path, and instilled a lot of gems in me as well. So that's kind of where it started at.
So you saying that's basically saying like it's important to have that male figure in your life.
Yeah, no question. I think a lot of our youth today, that's probably what a lot of them kind of steer off. Growing up, it's very important to have that male figure. Whether it's your dad, brother, uncle, just somebody, a male friend, male figure that actually been through some stuff and had some experiences that they can share with you. You know what I mean? That can give you some good guidance and direction, and it's kind of up for you to take it and do what you do with it. But it's definitely important to have it. It's a plus to have it more than not to have it.
Alright, when you first know you was that good in basketball, like.
Man, to be honest, man, I played football growing up. Just like everybody played little league football, Indian Springs when I was 4, and I went to Municipal Park when I was like 9, maybe 8 or 9. Played to about 12, and I started actually playing. I always played basketball in the neighborhood and stuff, but I actually started playing for a team around 9. Started playing with municipal, and my coach that coached me at football, he coached basketball too. So after football season, you know, I was always the kind of tallest player on the team. He's like, you know, you want to come play basketball? I was like, yeah, I come play. And after about 12, I started really kind of seeing my game kind of go in, you know, in a good direction, and I was kind of burnt out from football too. And I started getting taller and taller. I was like, in my mind, I felt I was too tall to play football. You know, so I kind of just locked in on basketball. I used to try to get me play football in middle school and high school a lot, but I said I was just gonna focus on basketball, and I just locked in with it from there.
But they said back in the day, you was being Trinidad Park and they used to call you Snow when you were wet. They said that ball killing old men and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they said you might bet it and take everybody's money. You know what I'm saying? You was that cold back then.
Yeah, man. I created a lot of my game coming a long way from Trinity Garden and Belsman, playing them playground. That's what I kind of hate today, that kids don't have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like playing against older guys, you know, playing against grown-ups when you're 12 or 13 years old. You know, that prepare you for down the line so much, you know, because those guys are smarter, they stronger, they faster. So when you play with your age group, it's a breeze, you know. So, you know, I created them guys a lot, man. All those guys was, you know, instrumental in my basketball career, man. They taught me a lot.
Was it AAU basketball back then when you first started playing? Did you play?
I actually got introduced. I didn't know what AAU was.
Yeah.
I got introduced by a teammate, Lamar Clark. Lamar's like 2 grades ahead of me, and he played AAU, but he played for a team in Montgomery, and we didn't have one in Mobile at the time. And he was kind of explaining to me what it was. Hey, it get you, you know, you travel around, play a bunch of different guys. Yeah, exposure for college. So, you know, he kind of saw something in me earlier because I played varsity when I was a freshman. And he said, man, I'm gonna get you hooked up with this AAU team, but it's in age groups, you know what I mean? So he said, you know, your age group would be 15 and under. They got 16 and 17 on it. So he tell the guy that ran the team about me, come down and pick me up, go to Montgomery. We do have like a little practice or whatever, and he invited me to play, and I started playing ever since. From now, since 9th grade.
You feel like that's important, like for kids to play AAU?
Yeah, I definitely, especially from here, because football kind of overshadows basketball so much that you need that extra exposure, you know, traveling around. Now, you know, it's AU has actually kind of got, you know, it's a lot of AU teams down here, but they, from what I've seen here recently, and most of them, they do like a lot of local tournaments.
Yeah.
You know, they just kind of, you know, basketball has grown a lot, you know, since I've been in high school here. So, you know, it's a lot of teams, but definitely if you can get on one of them teams that really traveling around, playing guys from California, New York, Chicago, your big, you know, your top guys. It's every tournament you go to, you're going to have 150, 200 coaches there. So, I mean, if you go out there and do anything, you're going to get some looks, you know.
What's some of the top players that came in AAU that you can remember when you were coming up?
Man.
That was that cold. You were like, dang, that about cold.
Man, the first time I've seen, I think the best players I seen when I was like my first year of 9th grade. And the first time I seen Gerald Wallace.
Yeah.
He was #1 player in the country. And you see the guy, man, dude had like 35 and then shoot one jump shot. He had like 4 or 5 windmill dunks. He was like a grown man though, man. He was like, I'm looking at my body and looking at his body. It was man, he was like 2 of me, 6'6", ripped up, man, running like crazy. I played against I seen Titans play against. I seen Tyson Chandler. Seen man. Who else? Man, there's a lot of guys, man. Jerry Jack. I played with Mo Williams, Chris Duhan. I mean, Mo played AAU together too.
For real?
Yeah, man, played AAU together. remember the first time I seen LeBron James.
Yeah.
The first time I seen him, he's actually he was one grade below me. We was in California and playing in the tournament. And he was probably like in the 10th grade maybe then, but he had the hype and all that stuff. So we go over there and see him play, and I mean you could tell dude was like he was that dude, then he was gonna be that dude. So yeah, I seen quite you gonna see some everybody in the AAU circuit, man. Just about all your top NBA guys.
All right. And AAU or in high school that we talking about there. What was that one player that you just hate to go against when you was in high school, like your nemesis, your rival? You know what I'm saying?
That one when basketball returned in the city. Basketball returned in the city.
Man, to be honest,
Nobody.
yeah, I don't really have a now like in the city. I didn't really have a player that I said, man, I hate to see this guy coming tonight. Like he's just a great defender or something like that. Cause most guys that guarded me, they was really just out there to guard me. They weren't really out there to just go back at me, you know. So it's probably the team best defensive player, which 9 times out of 10, they best defensive player ain't a good offensive player. So, but team wise, I hated to go against LaFleur. they was the most disciplined team. BC Rain was tough too. BC Rain, you gonna battle. It's gonna be a real physical game. But LaFleur, man, everybody on the team want to take a charge. When you beat one of them out the drill, you think you got to dunk. Somebody come and take a charge. They always helping each other. Like I mean, they were disciplined, man. They were disciplined. They were well coached. Just in shootout wise, just back and forth, bike. Like we just get into a straight shootout with them. So it was always fun playing against them. Robert Locke, Moot Man, Tank, all those guys. It just be always fun games playing against them.
Now, we talking about high school. What about the tournament? What you like the tournament? Because you used to get out there and show out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's the best time of the year.
Wall to wall.
Yeah, that's the man. You come in that gym, man. You got to get in there at 5:30. You know what I mean? You don't get there at 5. It's just that feeling, man. I used to remember, man, driving down Main Street. You know, you get ready to cross that track. And it ain't nowhere to park. I mean, people parking across the street, and there's just that feeling you get, like, man, I gotta do my thing tonight. Everybody here watching. It was like, you know, it was like you didn't wanna miss something, and something they be talking about the next day. You know what I mean? So, man, it was fun, man. You literally had to take the ball out on the court. I mean, it's everywhere, people everywhere. So that was fun, man. I missed it. To be honest, man, I think that was like, I mean, just for fun wise and just like everything, that was probably the most fun time with basketball. Because when you playing in college and pro, it's more people, of course, but they far away. They're in arenas, you know what I mean? So it's, you feel it, but you really don't feel it. But you feel everything in that gym. There's 500 niggas right in your ear talking shit to you. You better make that shot. We gonna be waiting on you outside. Like it's all kind of, man. You all kind of stuff.
Do you feel like that gave you a clutch gene? That where you get that clutch gene from?
Yeah. I would say, man. I would say just that you get that mentality. It's either gonna make you or break you. Them kind of situations when man, guys betting all kind of money on the side on you, like you don't want to let them down. You know what I mean? So. Then, like, my whole neighborhood in here watch they bet against the whole other neighborhood. So, you know, I got to see these guys the next day. You know what I mean? So, man, it was, you know, you don't want to let them down. The game's intense. So, you know, you just, you know, like I say, you're going to rise above it or you're gonna crumble, you know.
So, on your senior year, you made Mr.basketball 1 year or 2 years?
1 year. Yeah, your senior year.
All right, senior year. So, then when you... Right. At first, you supposed to went to Cal, right? Mm-hmm. There was some issue with that.
Yeah, basically what happened. I had signed to go to Cal, and my mom had like a major surgery, and it just kind of actually I was the one to take her to the hospital. They had told her that if I had been like an hour late or something like that, she just kept complaining about her stomach for a couple of days, so we just kind of blowed it off, but just kept, I was like, man, let's just take you to the hospital. And he said I would have been a couple hours late, she might have had died. Yeah. So they kind of like hit home for me, you know. I'm like, man, what if something like this happened? I'm way across the country. I just can't up and get back home. So, you know, I thought about it a lot. And it also meant something to me at the time my grandparents were still living. They loved to come see me watch me play in high school, you know. So, you know, it's kind of up in age. So, I just had to reevaluate everything. You know, I mean, it wasn't just about me, you know, playing or whatever, what I wanted to do. So, you know, I got out of my letter of intent in Alabama. It was between Cal and Alabama anyway, so Alabama still had a scholarship open. And, you know, I ended up signing there, you know, so my people come see me play. I was a little closer to home, you know.
If you had to make that decision over, would you keep that same decision?
That's something people ask me all the time. Honestly, I feel like this one of them things that we can always say what could have happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, from a basketball standpoint, Cal was probably a better basketball situation because in that time, the West Coast on that Pac-10, they was all basketball schools, and you had like 5 NBA teams right there. You know what I mean? So, I mean, how I looked at it, yeah, I at the time I made what I thought was the best choice, and I mean, it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to turn out, but you know, at the end of the day, I feel like I still was able to go and make a good living out of something I wanted to do. Yeah. You know, so I in life it's gonna be that. It's gonna be, you know, what, you know, I don't really consider at a point I did consider like, damn, I failed. I didn't make it to the league. You know, I knew I had NBA talent. Why I wasn't there? You know, sometimes what we think is the right thing ain't always the right thing. Maybe that just wasn't the path for me, you know. But I was still fortunate enough to, you know, go and make a good living and see a lot of stuff I wouldn't have seen if I would have been in the NBA, you know.
Still be the GOAT.
Still be.
Now, because he was talking about the high school, I wanted to ask you about like one of your clutch moments you had over there. I seen the clip. You just breaking them down and just step back and just drop them all over there. Like, what one of your clutch moments, you know what I'm saying?
Man, overseas?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh.
Cause you were like, man, I was watching the film like you was.
Yeah, man, to be honest, man, I ain't bragging, but man, I had quite a few game winners over there, like 0 time on the clock, you know what I mean? And man, I can't really say one just stands out from the other. But I had quite a few, man. I can't lie. I had quite a few. I don't think I had one. Yeah, I did. One when I was playing in Uruguay. We was playing. It was probably like game 4 or some of the finals, and we was down 1 with like some seconds left, and I just went for the 3. I could have just tried to drive in and get it, and he bagged off me. I shot it and made it. Man, it was like 10,000-15,000 people, and everybody going crazy. We ended up winning the game, and next game we won the championship. So I guess that'd probably be a top 1, probably. Yeah.
All right, I want to touch back. When you picked your college, you were going like, man, I ain't studying schoolwork. I'm just going to play ball. Like when you pick your college, what you were going for the degree? Like what the thought process?
Man, to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't give this advice to another kid.
I was gonna say give some good advice after you tell your
advice. This interview you should be completely real. My advice to kids coming out today is definitely look into the educational side of a school more, as well as when you choose for athletics, because you know the odds are against you to not be pro. You know what I mean? You got millions of guys that play ball, whatever sport, and only a couple hundred make it, you know? So the odds definitely against you. So not saying you can't do it, but, you know, also have you some in your rear view that you can if it don't go right. You know, me at that time, you know, for me it was basketball or nothing. You know what I mean? It was all or nothing for me. I mean, that was the approach I had going into it. But I could have handled, looking back on, I could have handled it a little bit different. You know, you got to get your schoolwork in order to even be eligible to play.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have took it a little bit more serious, you know what I mean? Not just kind of going through the motion just to do enough just to be eligible, you know? But I could have took it a whole lot more serious, you know? But yeah, it was just, you know, I was just tunnel vision, you know, on playing ball some kind of way.
Cause why I asked you that, I done heard a couple of interviews where people like big college stars in college get depressed, like you just said, or you failed and you thought you were gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? You know a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, fell into like a depression or something like that.
Yeah, man, it's shit. I did. I mean, I can't lie to you. I did, man. That was the hardest thing. I probably not the hard, but in my basketball career, yeah, that was the hardest thing I ever had experienced. You know what I mean? Like you imagine working 20 years, like countless hours every day on something like, man, we here.
Yeah.
And you finally get to that day. You pretty much done did everything right, you know what I mean, up until that day for 20 years. And in one night, it can all go away. One day just, you know what I mean? So that's how you feel. Like, I never knew about overseas. I didn't know what that was. You know what I mean? I didn't know they even played basketball at that time. Yeah, so, you know, I heard of guys going over, but they were so far from my mind. It was NBA, you know. So when it didn't happen, it was just like, man, I just kind of checked out. You know what I mean? I'm just like, man. Then, you know, I was blessed to have some good people around me that kind of pulled me together and like, nah, man, you work too hard, just come in and stop now, you know. So, you know, once I started, you know, seeing what other options was out there, you know, I just kind of got back at it and just pulled myself back together and went back at it. But I've definitely seen guys, man, when it don't go their way, they just give up on it, man, and just you like they just fall off the earth, bro. It's tough. It can take an impact on you.
Do you feel like you coming out early kind of hurt you?
No, before we get to that, I want to ask one more question. Because you had, Alabama, I always ain't been no basketball school, but y'all had that 1 year where y'all went like what?
Elite Eight.
Elite Eight.
I mean, we was skill school about that time.
You know what I'm saying? Just the white Ken, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the white Ken, that's why I said that 1 year. Because after that, my kid came out. I used to play for 8 Mile with my kid.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, we skipped school to watch you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I said that year, I just remember after that, they went down the drain. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go over that experience, like what that experience was like. You know what I'm saying? Because they were down y'all still.
Man, that was a crazy year, man. My freshman year, after my freshman year, we pretty much lost, man, we lost five of our, I was the only starter. And I didn't start because I wasn't eligible the first half of the season. NCAA gave me eligible for receiving benefits before all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't start playing till conference time, the SEC time. So I was really the only returning starter that we had. Everybody else was seniors that had any kind of game experience. So we come back to my sophomore year with basically all new players. Me and Pitway was really the only one had any kind of decent experience. And man, we didn't know what we had. I mean, to be honest, then I tore my knee that summer going into my sophomore year. And so it was just like, man, this crazy, man. We don't know how this is gonna turn out. And started the year, we was kind of up and down. Win the game, lose 2, win 2, win 3, and we ended up right before we played Mississippi State. Man, it was like we almost had threw the towel in. We was probably at that point had lost 12 games or something like that. So I remember Coach Godfrey coming in and saying, man, I don't even know what else to tell y'all. We done did all the X's and O's. Just go out there and play. We playing Mississippi State was number 4 in the country at Mississippi State. No way we going here and got any kind of chance at winning. Man, we go in there and give it to them. We go in there and give it to them. I had like 31-10. We give it to them. We win. That was a big win for us. Then 2 nights later, we go play Auburn. Auburn was ranked at Auburn. We go down there and beat them. Have another big game, 29 and something. And so now, you know, we had a couple of big wins on our belt. Now we're going to the SEC tournament. So they was like, man, y'all got a chance to make the tournament. Because before then, we wasn't even thinking about making the tournament. So we go in the SEC tournament. We win the first game. We played Florida. And the second game, we end up losing to Florida. But they end up winning the SEC tournament. So, you know, you go to selection Sunday. We end up making it. And, man, we play Southern Illinois the first game. We beat them on a buzzer beater. Fairway made a layup at the buzzer to win that game. Next game, we got Stanford, number one team in the country. Like, we ain't got no business even showing up to the game. We ain't got no chance in winning this game. Man, we go in there. I remember that game like it was yesterday. We going back and forth, but for the next time, though, we down 20. We down 20, like early in the second half. We can't make a shot. It was like, man, nothing. Next thing you know, man, we just start, boom, make a shot. They start missing. Next thing we know, we like down 5. Man, we come back, take them boys. Man, we take them.
What you dropped that night?
Man, I had 21-8. And man, we ended up taking it. That was like the biggest win the school that had. Man, we all on cover Sports Illustrated, everything. And then after that, we played Syracuse. They were defending champions because that's the next year after Carmelo had left. And then we beat them in Sweet 16. Then we played UConn in Elite 8. They was too much. they beat them. They wanted, that's the year they wanted Chip. Man, them dudes had 12 lottery picks on their team. Everybody on their team was first round pick. So then we ended up losing them. But man, that was for the team we had, man, how it turned out. It was like everybody wrote us off, you know what I mean? And for us to come back and have, that was the furthest Bama ever went in school history with that team now. And it ended up being a great year.
So hold on, let me ask you this. So was that a bigger accomplishment than getting your jersey retired at Blunt?
Nah. That was one of the biggest moments in my life, right? Because I remember I came into reason I say that was I remember I first came into Blunt. I was kind of like y'all. I was go watch 8th grade, go watch my cousins. I had a couple cousins play for Blunt, and when I knew I was going out for high school. 8th grade summer, you can come in and practice with the team, all this stuff. So I come in the gym, I see all the banners, all the guys play the good teams they had. But I never seen nobody. I see nobody jersey up there. I just see the team banner.
Yeah.
So one day I'm in there, we coming back and forth practice. So I get in there early one day and I'm just looking around, man. I don't know what came over. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be the first to have my jersey up there. And it was like. I just planted that in my head, man. Just like, man, I'm gonna do something special at this school that ain't nobody done, And that's how at that point, that's how I just went at it. And first state championship Blunt ever had, still to this day. First player to have a jersey retired or whatever. And I wanted to not just for myself. I want to see the kids behind me, let them see that it's possible. You know what I mean? We all come from a set of circumstances, growing up. You can't let that environment overcome you, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to show them, give them some motivation as well that, it can happen, man. You put the right work and right mind frame into it can happen.
All right, now you can ask the question about him going into the draft.
Yeah. But I was going to ask you before that, is, you know how y'all went to the Elite 8? Mm-hmm. Did you feel like that you had the NBA attention? That's why you left early.
Oh man, to be honest with you, man, if I was gonna leave, that was the year to leave. Okay. The crazy thing you made that I don't know if y'all remember or not. That I tore my knee coming into that season, and my knee kept swelling. My knee the whole season, my knee swelling up like a grapefruit. I literally before every game I had to get my knee drained with needles, get it drained. And the doctors, the team doctors, they didn't know like what was going on, why my knee kept swelling. I kind of came back too fast, but I'm listening to their advice, you know what I mean? But the surgery was a little bit more serious than what they made it out to be.